What's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of Then We Eat. We had a comment down below asking what our favorite marinara sauce was, so on this week's episode we're going to be making marinara sauce. A couple of weeks ago Debbie made chicken parmesan casserole, and one of the commenters asked us what kind of marinara sauce we recommended, so we thought, why not make one? So that's what we're going to do here today. So if you want to see that video, you can check it out over my left shoulder. Now let's get started. First thing we're going to do, we've got two smaller-ish shallots. We're going to clean those off, basically just take the end off of each one, not the root end, just the other end, and then just peel the skin off. Once you get kind of the outer layer of skin off, I find that this first inner layer is a little bit dry, so I'm just going to peel it off as well. So now we need to finely dice these two shallots. You'll notice that my one shallot was a double. I didn't think I quite needed that much, so I actually took the other half, or the smaller half, just got rid of it. Now, like I say, we need to dice this. There's a reason I told you not to take the root off. The root holds this shallot together. Very important that you keep it on if you want to dice it, what I find the easy way. So what you're going to do, just take it and slice straight down in fairly thin slices because we want a pretty fine dice on this. And you want to try to go as far down as you can without cutting these slices off. Then what you're going to do, take your shallot, turn it 90 degrees, and do the same thing again. And you end up with something that kind of looks like that. Now what you're able to do is you can just take it, and if you cut it this way, and as you see, it'll come out, and it'll look like a nice fine dice, exactly what you're looking for. You don't have to do it that way. It's just a little bit, I find, of an easier way. One of the problems I don't have a thumb, so sometimes it's a little bit hard for me to hold on to the onion. So when I get down to the bottom, I am going to have to just give it a bit of a quick dice, the old-fashioned way we'll call it, just to kind of clean up that little bit that I couldn't hold on to well enough to get it cut properly. So there you go. It ends up looking basically like that. As I say, without losing a finger, it's the only way I can really hold on to it properly. If you can hold on to it with your thumb the way that you're supposed to, it'll come out looking like that, and you won't have to do the last minute dice that I had to do. So I'll just set that one aside. I'll do the second one, and then we can come back and we can carry on. And there we go. There's two shallots. Now you can use an onion. You're looking for about 1/4-ish to 1/3 of a cup of onion. I prefer shallots. Don't really like onions very much, and I'm not a big fan of shallots, but I do find the flavor of a shallot, it's just that little bit better than onion. So now let's set that aside, get ready to start cooking our sauce. So to kick things off, we're going to heat 6 tablespoons, a little more than 1/3 of a cup, it actually works out to 3/8 of a cup, of olive oil in a pan. Now I have my pan on medium heat. I don't want it on too high because shallots are a little bit more fragile, I guess would be a way of putting it, than an onion. So they will burn a little bit easier, so you don't want it too high or they will burn. So we'll add those to our pan. To that, we're also going to add a teaspoon of ground black pepper. I'll tell you one thing, my eyes are starting to burn really bad. And we're also going to add 2 teaspoons of salt. Now this step is very important. Tomatoes naturally are very, very acidic. So the salt, it doesn't cut the acidity away, but what it does is it brings out the sweetness from the tomatoes and kind of neutralizes the flavor of the acid. The acid's still there, you just don't notice it quite as much. So we're gonna add 2 teaspoons of salt. And if you are concerned about the actual acidity of the tomatoes, one of the ways I've seen that you can cut down that acidity and kind of neutralize it is add a little bit of baking soda to that. What we're looking to do with the shallots, just sweat them down, which basically means just kind of slowly cook them until they're nice and soft and the color kind of becomes a little bit translucent. Onions, shallots are traditionally kind of a whitish color. When you sweat them, they can become translucent. You can actually see through them. That's what you're looking for. You don't want to brown them, maybe just a light brown, but you don't want to brown them. It's more just to sweat them and start to cook them. Now, once those shallots are pretty well done, we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of dried oregano. This is homegrown oregano. Basically, all we did was just grew the oregano and put it in a dehydrator to dry it out. We're also gonna add a half a teaspoon of red chili flakes, just for a little bit of heat, and approximately 6 cloves of minced garlic. We'll just let that fry for a few minutes. I like to add garlic late because I don't want it to burn. And I also like to add my spices now. I like to pan fry them briefly. I find it brings out a lot of the flavor, just like the garlic. You don't want to put it in too early, it might burn, but you do want to kind of fry it a little bit, just kind of punches that flavor that little bit more. And after pan frying them for a couple of minutes, it's time to add our tomatoes. I'm using San Marzano tomatoes here today. These are considered the gold standard for pasta sauces and tomato sauces. They're grown in the soil at the bottom or near Mount Vesuvius, and they're low acidity and more of a sweet tomato, which is kind of what you want for this. Now, these are whole peeled tomatoes. You want them peeled, you don't want the skin in there. If you want to get crushed tomatoes, you can. I just wanted to use the whole ones. I like the idea of kind of breaking them up myself. So we're gonna add our second can. Now we're gonna stir that up, and as we stir that up, just try to start breaking those tomatoes up a little bit. Now we'll let this sit for a little while it comes to a simmer or a boil, kind of in between there. Just be a few minutes. Once that comes up to a boil, just give it one more stir, kind of break the tomatoes up a little more. If they're not broken up very well, don't panic. We are gonna let this simmer for between half an hour and 45 minutes now. Those tomatoes will break down quite significantly in that time while it simmers. And if at that point I'm still not happy with how far they're broken down, I'll just take a boat motor or a hand mixer thing.
Is that a technical term?
And we'll kind of grind it down from there. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna turn the pan down, put a lid on it, and we're gonna let it simmer for between half an hour and 45 minutes. Now what I am gonna do, I won't do it on camera, but I am gonna come back every couple of minutes, just give it a stir, make sure it's not stuck to the bottom, and when we come back, we should have a beautiful smelling and looking marinara sauce. And after about 40 minutes, the tomatoes haven't broken up as much as I'd like, so I am gonna give them a boat motor or a hand blend. I also took the lid off after about a half an hour and left it to simmer from there. So let's just kind of break those tomato chunks up a little bit more. And as you can see now, it's a much, we'll say, thicker texture just because those tomatoes have been broken down. I wouldn't say that they're totally gone. You can still see a little bit chunks in there, but it's not like there's whole tomatoes in here anymore. So what we're gonna do now, we're just gonna let this simmer away for another couple of minutes. And while we do that, we're gonna prep some basil. So we're gonna take a couple sprigs of fresh basil. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna wash it because the container that I got my fresh basil out of, we don't have any fresh basil right now. It does say wash well on it, so you wanna make sure that you get all the dirt off of it. So there's our basil. So the next thing we're gonna do, we're just gonna take the stems off. We don't want the stems, I just want the leaves for this. We'll just kind of bundle it up and then give it a bit of a slice. And there we go. You're aiming for about 2 tablespoons. That's probably a little bit more than 2 tablespoons. I'm just gonna use it anyway because I want the flavor of the basil. Basil has a bit of a strong flavor, so if you're not a big fan of it, just use less. And there we go. After about 45 minutes, it's done. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna add our basil. The reason I didn't put the basil in before, basil is a leafy kind of spice or herb. I don't wanna put it in too soon because I didn't want the leaves to kind of wilt too much. So if you add it now, you kind of avoid that a little bit. Give that a stir around. So there we go. Now we're gonna remove this from the heat, put it in a bowl, and we'll give it a try. And there we have it, homemade marinara sauce. Let's give it a try, see how it tastes. That's really good. Nice flavor from the basil. Tomatoes come through, not acidic at all. Little bit of a kick from the chili peppers. Overall, very good. I'd highly recommend it. So that's it for this video. Hit like if you liked the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, hit the notification bell to be notified when we upload next. We upload a new video every Friday afternoon. Share the video with all of your friends and comment down below. What did you think of this video? Or better yet, what would you like to see us make next? Oh, and don't forget, first we cook, then we eat. So good.